Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to evercrisis. I'm going to be doing the last very hard dungeon of this month on my no overboost account. So my last video, I explained a little bit more how this account works, what it does. I'm going to kind of skip through that and just show you the setup and how I did it. I will show you my party and everything, but if you guys don't know what a no overboost account is, it's pretty much no multiple copies of any weapon. So you'll never see a red star weapon or purple/pink. Unless it's an event weapon. So here's my strategy. I didn't get S+. Again, this is using a very bare bones medium account, right? Nothing crazy on it, nothing over the top. I don't have Ramu Very Hard yet unlocked, so I don't have that really good thunder ability. So this is a very simple setup, but it is effective, and I want to share it with you guys to hopefully give you ideas how to make your setups just a little bit stronger, or just figure out how this very hard dungeon works out. So let's jump to the video and let's get that clear for you. All right, so starting off, let's jump into the actual score I got. I got a score of 631,000, missing this by 89,000 or 88,482, if I could do math properly. All I missed out was 500 crisis coins, and because this account is so low in the power level, you guys can do much better than me. Most important thing is I grabbed that 500 gems and everything else. So let's talk about the setup, what I did to get here, and how hard was it. You'll see that as I went through this. This was one of the tougher ones for this account out of everything I've done so far, just because it asked for so much. But same thing like the last video, same team. I'm using a magic setup. I do have a physical setup, but again, I'm working with what I currently got from the game. The game gave me a healing mat, it gave me DPS Aerith, and it gave me DPS Sephiroth. Work with what the game gives you. If you have a lot of overboost weapons on one character, use that character. Pump up whatever they need. So, strategy for this and all the enemies here, you guys can see, I'll show you real quick. There's also a map, if you want, on my Discord that looks like this, that shows you each enemy, what they give for bonuses. So you can be like, okay, I'm going to start here, go here, hit this guy first, then the dragon, or dragon, then motorball, then boss, right? What items are in what chest. It's a quick little map, so if you need that, Discord link down below. But basically here you can see that I took a couple attempts here. I think this was my third attempt, and then I got the S rank, and that's because I wasn't sure what to bring in fully. Should I bring in thunder? Should I bring in ice? Should I bring in water? What should I focus on, right? So the material on here, this is my last dungeon. Let's roll to the earth ice setup is what I used. So I do have 4-star earth materia. It's not needed. Again, this is a no overboost account. This is bare bones, very weak characters. I'm using what the game gave me. I could still do this with the 3-star. It just would have been a little bit more clutch because of how weak the account is with no overboost. So materia, earth materia, magic attack 1.1%, HP 3.7. Right? Stats aren't crazy on these. They aren't over the top. I have no magic attack stat on here. I have physical on a magic character. And then Matt over here with his 3-star with flat magic, HP, and heal. Very low percentages. So for the rest of the setup, again, Earth is for the last enemy. And in between, lightning. Just grab those 3 stars. That's all you need. I have 4 stars because I actually made some. It doesn't mean that they're crazy wild. I did get lucky on this one, 3.2 on everything, which is really nice, but it's not the make or break of the account. You just need the materia. Now, jumping in for the sigils, you just got to bring in triangle sigil. If the weapon has that 3rd slot with sigil break, use it on there. I use the X on Sephiroth's weapon because his weapon does apply extra sigil breaking, right? It's not the make or break, but if you do have it, it makes the fights a little bit faster and safer. So that's the key things. Triangle, X sigil, more triangle than X because all the other enemies take triangle except for 1 or 2 with the final boss. And then summons are whatever you have. If you have Ramu AoE, use it. I brought in Hellfire. Diamond Dust, I would say, is a staple for the dragon, so make sure you guys have Diamond Dust or very powerful ice setup besides Sephiroth, anyone else. And then the rest is just a healing mat, defense up on his limit break. Now, when it comes to the stats, if you guys are watching my other videos on this no overboost account, they're pretty much the same, right? I have 1,600 healing, 1,200. You want your DPS and healer in the same slot. If you can make healing of 1,400, bump up as much attack or magic attack, whatever the character is, as high as possible so they can help with DPS. That's the make or break on a lot of these setups. Main healer is not full healing. They're more DPS than healing. But here's my sub weapons, just free ability ones, and those are the R abilities. Next up is my Aerith, all event weapons in the back there. And then my main setup, here's my stats, 2,200 magic attack, 4,300 HP. And these are my R abilities of everything that's stacked together. As you guys can see, right? It just has a boost attack, nothing straight into magic. And then for Sephiroth, same idea. My sub weapons, those are the stats. These are the actual weapons. One's event and the other two boost his ice potency with boosting attack up. So he's got a total of 1,853 magic, HP at 4,743. Right, nothing crazy. Here's the R abilities. Got ice potency up to level 15 because these two weapons have the R ability of ice, plus 6 points here, plus 6 points here. Giving me ice boost up 25%. With Diamond Dust, that helped a lot with the dragon. And it will help a lot if you don't have any kind of like earth materia. You can just keep using his ice attacks for all the enemies. So that is my current setup. Nothing too crazy. So let's jump in and let me show you the route and the actions I took to try to clear this. All right, so let's jump in. Here's what my setup looked like. First enemy is basically spam. This should be a better setup. Oh, I'm gonna mute this because this guy behind me is for my live stream. That's me. If you ever want to catch me doing everything live, twitch.tv/SmellyOctopus, link down below. But my healer is DPS mode. We're going manual or semi, whatever you guys want to do. Mole Crawler, you can Night Bloom it to lower its magic defense down at least, especially with the last boss. Both of them do take magic defense down, and since it's a magic setup, utilize that. I ran this 3 times. The first 2 times I did this, I killed him before he hit me. So I could have got a better score here because this run, it was just what you guys saw. I didn't heal, and I just kept on spamming. I need to heal at least once here, so don't make the mistake I did. Make sure you get at least 1 heal in there. But what you're going to do here is just keep spamming your best lightning or earth materia. Have your DPS or utility character lower that magic defense at least 1 tier. Don't spend it getting 2 or 3 tiers down. If it does 2 tiers in 1 cast, perfect, right? Or if it's defense down for physical, you can't use that here. But any enemy, don't try to go 3 tiers. Get that 2 tiers, only 3 tier if you're doing your limit breaks altogether. So, enemy breaks down after a little while. This is where you save your ATB right before that moment, right? About after a couple of hits he does and a quarter HP, you'll be ready to just spam your abilities. So that's why playing in manual and waiting is good, because he has that breakdown moment and you can get out of there way quicker if you save your ATB. So keep spamming. You can see my HPs are very low on my characters. I tried not to heal during this and just use my healer as a DPS, and that's what made the difference of getting through this quickly and not dying or taking a lot of HP damage. But for some reason this run I screwed up, and I don't know if it's that the healer cast too much debuffs or I didn't utilize the defense mode enough, or he lost his defense where he broke down. But this is a DPS race. If you have to use your limit breaks here. If you're a little bit stronger than I am, just spamming all 3 characters, go between all of them, don't let them take their time. I thought Hellfire was enough. If I casted Hellfire and Diamond Dust together, I would have got through this without a problem. But sadly, I didn't have hindsight on that, because I did do other 2 runs before this one that I failed on some other bosses. And I was like, oh, I totally have enough damage. If you spam limit breaks together, you get more damage, right? 1 by itself is just normal. If it's 2 limit breaks, it's 1.1 multiplier. If it's 3 limit break, it's 1.25. So just a pinch. And I didn't have enough time to spam any more abilities because I only had 1 more ability, so I had to switch to defense mode. Taking more damage, losing more score on this guy, so you guys can definitely do better than me. Sephiroth didn't die though, which is good. But now he has a whole bunch of HP missing. So I was off by 2 casts, right? There's 1 cast, 2 casts, and then an auto attack. So that one sucked. But we're going to grab ice potency off this boss. We're going to fast forward a little bit here. You guys are going to see right here, it pops up. I take ice potency, which is the first option. And now we proceed to go kill the ads. Ads are basically, because I use my limit break, We're going to try to kill one as soon as possible, get our health back up, because we don't want to take a lot of damage. After we kill that one, we're going to go in defense mode and try to raise our limit break. So here we are trying to kill it. Of course, AI uses a multi AoE, which is not as strong, so I had to switch to air to tell her to do something better. But here, if you're not afraid to take the damage because you have more HP than me for the next boss, then try to kill both of them in defense mode. So you switch to defense mode and use Runra until your limit breaks get raised, right? But don't let the defense mode go all the way down depleted. Switch back and forth while managing that ATB gauge. So get as much limit breaks as you can because it's going to make the next part very, very easy. I do have a run where I ended up, and this is the strategy, that you use your limit break to kill the side adds, and that way you don't have to deal with as much. But we're going to go to the next boss. We don't have anything to increase ourselves. Our HP is okay. We have no choice. So we go in. The strategy I wanted to do here was Night Bloom the enemy in the middle. He's going to stomp. You defend the stomp. Use your limit break on Matt or raise your defense if you have to. But then, oops. I'll get that phone call afterwards. Yeah, so you're going to Night Bloom, lower the defense on the death machine. Ignore the side adds because your limit breaks are supposed to be ready here. So try to have it ready from the first boss to the adds to come in over here. Even if it's not full during this part, just spamming a couple of 3 ATB abilities should be enough by the time they're up. But my limit break wasn't enough here. The run I did have enough. My limit breaks were up. Even just one, Hellfire or the other one, totally fine. But you guys can see I didn't make it. So I had to put my shield up, go defense mode, and then take extra damage. Where my other run, my limit breaks were ready. I killed both of them, did a bunch of damage to the death machine, and then I just went ham. But defend all of it. Still got a score over 61,000, which is good. Had to reapply Night Bloom on top of it. So this is where a lot of mistakes happened. But now that Hellfire is ready and Sephiroth's about to get Diamond Dust, I can now cast it and complete this one barely. Right? This one looks bad, but trust me, I came in here, had the summons ready, killed the side adds, killed the middle guy, and I had plenty of HP. Right? It wasn't as risky, and it was a way cleaner run. But that's the idea. You come in there, ignore the side adds, because your limit breaks should be up by the time those two even get to cast their big AoE attacks. So, the rest of this is straightforward. Heal up. You want your full health or very close to full health, 3/4. Just go ahead and use your DPS and your healer to just keep spamming until you're out of here. You can see I'm missing like 59% max HP, 45 over here, 47. A lot of mistakes were made here, but we were planning to use a cottage anyways. Before your run, aim to lower the middle guy's defense down as much as possible, and then cast both your summons or all 3 summons, whatever you're running. But I still got 60,000 score, which is really good. So this is where I'm going to use a cottage. Grab the key, grab the cottage, use it, open the door, and we're going straight to Motorball after we open this. There is no cocktails in this. There is no magic attack up. So for my magic team, I'm pretty much stuck. And this over here was weird, because a Motorball wasn't purple aura before, which means they're a little bit stronger. They have a buff. So it was weird that he was purple this time, and last time I did it, he wasn't purple. I don't know what triggers it, but usually the purple aura means they're stronger. So the strategy here is, whew, it's going to be a pain. This guy's a pain. But you can see I use a cottage. My max HP is back. That's the only item I end up using. So we're going to make sure that we're getting ready to break the first sigil phase as soon as possible. I made a mistake by making my Sephiroth buff because he's going to not utilize that during this. But you want to break this ASAP. There is a strategy, but you're going to lose a lot of HP and take a lot of damage. That if that gear boost goes all the way to the end, he breaks down and his defenses are really, really weak, and then you can do high damage and beat him really quickly, but you've got to take a lot of damage during this phase right here. So that's a possibility of that working, but you are constantly taking damage. I'd rather just break them. After you break them, you just go DPS crazy, use your summons here, right? You're supposed to be saving Diamond Dust for the dragon, but using your summons right away, he has so much HP that it's totally fine, right? As soon as they're up, you can't lower his defense, so don't worry about that. And as soon as both of them are up for whoever your characters are, that's when you do it. So right here, we're just spamming thunder. This is why I brought a thunder. Before, I didn't have thunder on all 3 characters. I only had on one of them, and I couldn't get past the mortar ball, right? I only tried it once, and I failed, and I'm like, nope, not taking that chance again. We're bringing the thunder materia. So spamming the thunders definitely helped, and this is where I believe I used it right away, and I used my defense up. So what I did there, actually, this is a little bit of patience and not spamming things right away. So mortar ball is using an attack, right? If I use my shield too soon, it is a magic attack. It'll wear off before the attack happens. So wait about 3/4, and you want to do it there because 1, the limit break shield will be there, but also Matt has a weapon to raise my magic up 1 more tier after my limit break because it has high potency. So that the rest of that quarter is me going to defense mode and casting the last one. So shield raises my defense for physical and magical. All we need is magical here because you can see the little wand beside the name. And then I cast the last shield to get 3 tiers. You can see right here above my head. And now we take very little damage from this. Not very little, but a lot better because he is annoying, right? Altogether, 14-19 with 3 tiers of magic defense up. So, back to what we were doing. He's going to go into a sigil break phase. And we're just going to heal up and then go pure DPS again. And this is where we're going to build up our summons. Right? We're not going to use summon again because we can't. We shouldn't be in this fight any longer because this just gets worse and worse because our max HP is constantly going down. Right? But I think someone ends up dying here. No, not here. Definitely not here. Yeah, so it's just a sigil break. I guess I'll let this play out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else special that happens here, but I don't think so. I think it's just literally survive, heal, DPS. I ended up using 1 DPS on Matt, and like everybody was almost dead. Like I almost lost the run right there because I didn't heal. I was like, I don't need to heal. We'll break them before that. No, I should have healed. Me taking that chance almost cost me the run again. But thankfully, we didn't die with that amount of HP. And again, I'm using my healer as a DPS. Just spam. Our limit breaks are up, but not a good time to use it because we have to use it on the dragon. Right? The dragon's going to be a higher enemy level, because every time you take down a boss in Crisis Dungeons, the next boss is stronger. So this is me trying to race and get through that. But I know it's not going to happen. I can see it. We're not having enough damage here. So I believe, and I should be using Matt's limit break. So I switched to Matt. And last second, I decided, yeah, doesn't look good. Let me raise my magic defense up at least 2 tiers. I didn't do the whole setup where I raised it 3 tiers. And I was planning to use a cottage anyways, which raises all my max HP back. So I tried to do 3 tiers. So I'm like, oh my God, am I going to die? But yeah. Here it comes. Boom, 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 boom. Oof. It's a hard fight. It's definitely a hard fight. On my other account, no problem. Right? Murasami Cloud, pew, 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 Seaside Caller Red 13, lower lightning resistance. Right? You can do tons of things here. For me, I'm limited. So this is my struggle. Now, after this, we take that sweet ice potency 30%. So we got out of this fight with a really bad score. This is one of the big hits I took. Because 61,000 what I was aiming for, I got 38. Every boss should be about 61,000 depending where you're at, right? So losing that much really did hurt. That was 22,000 score off of that one. But we grabbed the ice potency 30% to go along with our other 20% we got in the beginning. So now we have 50% ice potency. So I ended up looking through all the enemies, calculating what I was going to do. I was thinking going straight to the dragon, then coming to the ads. But if we kill the dragon, these ads are much stronger. So I'm going to go for the ads first over here. And we ended up using... So this is me contemplating, like, maybe I can survive. Maybe I can't. I checked how my other run went on my other account, right? So I opened up one of my old VODs and like, should I do it? Should I not do it? How much damage do they do? I'm like, okay, they do a lot of damage. So I decided to do the ads before the dragon, right? And they buffed themselves quite a bit. So I'm like, maybe I can burst one down, right? I didn't want to use a cottage yet, just in case I did take damage. So I was rocking 2,500 HP. This was very, very cocky of me. I shouldn't have done this. And I was like, okay. They don't resist fire. Hellfire, because I don't need Hellfire for the dragon. He resists fire. I need Diamond Dust for the dragon, which made my Diamond Dust a little bit weaker. So again, there was mistakes here, but Hellfire ended up wiping them out, and just enough for 2 auto attacks before they casted their ability. So Sephiroth, Aerith, and we were safe. Because if we took any hits from these guys, we probably would have died. At least 2 of them. If I killed 1 right away, okay. I can take 2 hits, I think. Not really. They did like 1,500 each hit, so they probably would have killed me. So, mistake, lesson learned. Make sure you go with more HP, but I didn't want to use a cottage, restore all that max HP, and then take damage from them, and then missing max HP, right? So, a little bit of a risk there. Now, you can see we got Power Jelly, 30%, right? What ended up with the Power Jelly, I actually ended up using it for the dragon and for the final fight. And the reason being is that your summons take both your physical and magical stats. So any increase in those stats equals limit breaks do more damage. So that did help this account. Even though these characters are all magic setup and they're all geared towards the magic stat, as you guys can see, I have 1,128 physical attack. If I use that jelly, I get an extra 312 physical, which summons take both physical and magical stat combined into their potency. So ended up using a jelly here, right? I gave it to, I believe, just Sephiroth because the Diamond Dust. No one else's limit break's going to do any real damage. So that's where a little bit of my score went, but it helped a lot. And again, me just double checking everything, making sure that's the right choice. And now we jump into the dragon fight. Dragon fight actually wasn't too bad. Because I had so much power with Sephiroth, and I know it's not an overboost account, but Sephiroth still did really, really good. That jelly, I think, made a little bit of a difference too. So the dragon, if I'm not mistaken, were able to lower his defense. So I made a mistake over there. You can see my attack stance not fully 50%. So I'm going to wait it out by casting Night Bloom again to lower magic defense. And then I'm going to switch to Sephiroth and get 3-tier buff over here. Right? Even though my Frenzy stance is going to cost me a full ATB gauge, my other DPS are still doing their damage, right? I'm ignoring that sigil, even though I should use Sephiroth to do it, but we want that one big hit. So we got 2 tiers of magic down, Sephiroth fully buffed, casting Diamond Dust. And then we gain a total of 55,000 just with Sephiroth, and now I'm going to cast my Frostblade. Sephiroth will actually do more damage with the Blizzard materia, but because I needed both Earth and Lightning, I'm using his Edge Wings. Edge Wings, no overboost, is weaker than a 3-star materia on a 20% slot. I didn't have that luxury, so I had to use this 4 ATB. Still did very, very good damage. We got the break in there, and we just went. So the only person that lost HP was Sephiroth, losing max HP 23%. Successfully beating the dragon. And now the last obstacle is the mole crawler. So annoying. All right. For this, we took the earth potency 30%. We got a pretty decent score off of the dragon. 61,000, which we were aiming for. So the dragon wasn't hard. Taking him down. And this is where we grab earth potency. All right. So final enemy, I ended up using more physical jelly on both Sephiroth and Aerith for their limit break damage. I knew that if I use more items, less score I'll get, but I just wanted the full clear. So I used the physical jellies so Aerith and Sephiroth can do more damage. Plus I gave Sephiroth a supplement to get his HP to full, because this last fight's very, very scary. So you can see me putting the physical jelly on there. Now, this guy's annoying. This is going to go down to the wire, and it's going to be a very hard fight. Again, my account isn't as strong as yours is. You guys probably have a way better setup than me. But the ideal here, make sure you're full HP in the beginning, and make sure to heal at least once, because he's going to go on an onslaught of attacks over and over and over until he shuts down. He gets his defense weakened because he has a moment of vulnerability. So save your limit breaks for when he breaks down. For now, just DPS, lower his magic defense with whatever character you have. Mine is Night Bloom. I have to cast it twice. You should only realistically be lowering more than 2 or 3 during summons. Besides during summons, just cast 1 defense down, whatever tier down you get. Perfect, and go into DPS. Right? So this is where we just kept on DPSing, switching between all characters. I almost screwed up because I was like, he's going to break down eventually. He's going to break down, right? My HP gets so bad. Look at that. I refused to heal because I thought he was going to break down, but it took him longer than the first mole crawler to break down. So I just, look at that, I got another hit. I just barely survived this. I almost threw this runaway. So make sure you heal one more time during that. Here's the breakdown. I'm going to make sure Sephiroth has full buffs on him, right? He's got attack up, I believe at least 2 tiers, and we got 2 tiers magic down. So use all 3 of your limit breaks. I saved one thinking that I could survive a hit. I couldn't. I should have just used my limit break here. But that's a strategy. Beginning, you're just going pew, 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 pew with all 3 characters. Heal to make sure you don't get one-shotted. Come back over here. Full DPS. Even if you're like half HP, keep DPSing. And then as soon as he's out of defense mode, get that heal in there. Right? Utilize that defense down because that's like the only opportunity you have until the very end where characters are most likely dead. During this phase, break him. Right? As soon as he is done being broken, he goes into this phase, and the longer he's here, the stronger he gets. You need to break this. Right? So even me healing right away was a bad idea, so bad advice. Don't heal right away. Save all your ATB so you don't have to deal with that buff. The faster you break them, the more chance you have surviving these next attacks. I healed. I made a mistake. Don't make a mistake. As soon as he's back up, save everything. Wait, and then everyone have close to 5 ATB, so they'll double cast triangle or X, and you get through that quicker. Now comes whoever's being targeted. You don't buff with them, you don't debuff, you don't heal, you just spam their ability. If you weren't like me and taking minus 30% lightning damage, because this is a lightning attack, you could survive, right? Raise defense up as high as you can. Make sure HP is full. It is a magic attack, so get 3 tiers of magic up there. Go into defense mode. And lightning resistance on characters helps. But because I lowered my lightning resistance by 30%, and I'm not max HP, we take a lot of damage here. 5,610. And I don't have that much max HP. So if we killed Sigil Break faster, if I didn't take away that 30%, right, all of that would have equaled these characters not dying. Thankfully, Matt is next. So I use Hellfire. Almost got Diamond Dust in there. This is a race to the end. Even though characters are dying, it's totally fine. Just get that full clear. Switch to Matt. He ended up casting a barrier, which could have been 2 more attacks, right? Or at least 1 attack and a half. So I was kind of upset about that. I'm like, if I lose here, it's because I didn't cast 2 more earth attacks there. Matt dies, but thankfully this guy only has 2 shots in him and then he's done. So if you're able to survive 1 of the shots, beautiful. If you're able to survive 2 shots, beautiful. If not, you're where I'm at. And knowing if you're on your last character, don't spam like I was. Wait till he breaks down again, because then I would have had 6 ATB and pew 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 because it's a very small window. But I had just enough. So very rough run. You saw the mistakes I made. Make sure you guys don't do the mistakes I did. Proceed with what you have, but I just want to showcase a no overboost 37 days old account getting that S rank. Full clearing S rank, and the count's not done yet. There's so much more I can do to it. Level up Ramu, get weapons to level 90 and 80, because I'm still running level 70 weapons as well. There's so much room to improve on this account, but with no overboost, still hitting that S rank. Alright, so that's pretty much everything. Again, been really fun playing this account, challenging myself just to go through it without using anything crazy, no crazy setups, no overboost, just whatever the game gives me, I'm using, creating a party, and just using pure strategy to get through a lot of this content. Hopefully this helped you out though, to get you guys through clear. I know you can't go like, well then, I don't have that weapon, this weapon. Just boost your attack as high as you can. Get in there, kick ass, and get out. Hopefully everything here helped you out. If it did, let me know down below what your setup was, especially to help other players. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.